Welcome to In Style Atlanta. You know, we've missed you guys, so we're so glad to see you again. I'm your host tonight, Sky.
And I'm Shayla Ray.
I'm Merritt.
And I'm Destiny Faith.
Yeah, so you know what? We got some stuff because it's been one heck of a week. Let me tell you, ladies.
Whew.
Oh my goodness. So hopefully each and every one of you guys had a wonderful week this week, yeah? All right.
For the most part.
Good. So you know what? Let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to start off with our hot topics. You know, it's been, like I said, a crazy week thus far. Now, we all know that back to school time is here and our beloved Diddy is going back to school. So what does that mean exactly? Well, he is opening up his third prep school. So Diddy teamed up with this guy. The guy's name is Dr. Steve Perry. Now, Dr. Steve Perry is a motivational speaker. He is a talk show host. A lot of times Oprah Winfrey will call on him for his educational expertise. So both him and Diddy decided to open up the third prep school. Now, the schools are called Capital Preparatory Schools, and the locations include Harlem, Bridgeport, Connecticut, and now in the Boogie Down Bronx. So this is the third school. Each of the schools right now, they start off at grade 6. This particular school is going to be opening up remotely, given the situation that we're in. Now, the school will house 200 kids starting from grade 6th and 7th. Now, as the school gets older, so like next year, they'll expand, and within 5 years, they're looking at 650 kids, grades 6 through 11. So that's kind of fascinating. Now, I decided to check out the school's website because I wanted to know, like, what is their mission? What is it? You know, Diddy is opening a school. What is this school about? I mean, are they dancing? What's what? But no, so surprisingly, their mission statement, according to Capital Preparatory School, is to provide historically disadvantaged students with the college and career readiness skills needed to become responsible and engaged citizens for social justice. And it goes on to say that Capital Prep strives to ensure that all students are able to do so by offering a college prep curriculum, an eclectic variety of athletic programs, and project-based learning, as well as multi-pronged faculty support. Now, how can you be a student at this particular preparatory academy? Well, these students are admitted by random lottery. So that way they did this in order to have all, you know, so everybody can participate in it's all fairness. So you'll probably be able to see the school's website popping up on our site here. So, you know, I looked all over on the website. I was trying to see if there was a cost associated with this school or not. I don't know. However, I did have some questions. Now, Merritt, you are in New York.
I am.
Are you familiar with these schools that Diddy has?
So it's interesting because I'm more so familiar with Dr. Stephen Perry. And, you know, I'm in the education field as well. So I believe these are charter schools. If I'm correct, then that means that they are public schools. I think it's too early to tell whether or not they're quote unquote effective or what their level of effectiveness is. But I mean, you know, it's the answer.
It's in Harlem too, right? Well, I know one of the locations is in Harlem.
I mean, all the charter schools are in Harlem. That's not saying much. You know, there's literally there's probably 40 plus charter schools in Harlem alone. And I don't have the exact number, but I guarantee it's probably higher than that. From East Harlem to West Harlem, there's a gajillion. There's like every single CMO charter management organization, from the small ones to the large ones. There's in my
5 years. I used to live in Harlem for 5 years.
Yeah.
Kendall wasn't in school, so I know all that.
That's why. So
yes, whatever.
In in my neighborhood, I live in Hamilton Heights. Basically, I live in Sugar Hill. They call it Hamilton Heights now. But there's at least, I think, about 10 charter schools in the mile radius. Like, that's how many charter schools are. I don't know if it's good or bad yet. I got feelings about it.
Wow, when your daughter gets old enough, do you plan to place her?
My daughter cannot go to a charter school. I have strong feelings about, and I'm not saying that all charter schools are this way, right? So I think the educational system is one that is extremely complicated, especially when you talk about New York City. New York City has it's the largest school district in the entire in the entire country. There's 1.1 million students that go to New York City public schools, right? And so when you talk about underserved students, they're not always getting the most resources. And so that's kind of where charter schools are able to find their niche, which is why they're usually in the Bronx, in Harlem, and in Brooklyn, because those are the neighborhoods that have higher percentages of students who are disadvantaged. And so, like, I get it, you know what I mean? Like, charter schools, like, that provides that. I think that it, depending on the charter school, is really dependent on their mind frame, or in some ways, of how they treat kids. And so I've seen a lot of various things. I've heard a lot of various stories, and I've seen things where teachers have screamed and yelled at kids. There was a huge article, I think it was Success Academy, where there was a teacher who was like yelling at one of the students, and somebody filmed it. And so, like, she was like ostracizing the girl. She had to sit in the corner, face the wall by herself. It was wild. And so the way that my temper works and how much of a mama bear I am, if a woman ever in her life talked to my child the way I would never speak to my child, I'm going to jail. Like, it's not like I'm going to jail, period. So to avoid all of that, no, my daughter will be going to a nice public school, a traditional public school.
Well, hats off to Diddy for even wanting to open up a school, let alone 3. So much success going out to him. So that's going to do it for my hot topics today, keeping it short. I want to kick it over to you, Merritt. Tell me what's going on in the wonderful, wide world that we live in.
So I've got 2 things for you. One, I can tell you, I've got just a little update for you, but I want to get into the meat and potatoes before I tell you my update. So Breonna Taylor, say her name, Breonna Taylor, was viciously murdered by 3 cops because there was a no-knock warrant, and she was shot and killed in her sleep. Louisville, Kentucky still has not arrested any of the cops who have murdered her. This happened in March. And so there's been a lot of, I feel like she's been in and out of the news, but I want to make sure that she's always stays in the news to hold Kentucky accountable to what has happened. So the latest thing, I don't think y'all ready for this. I was reading this and I was, okay. So the latest thing, Breonna's ex-boyfriend, who they allegedly were Breonna's ex-boyfriend, who they allegedly believed was at the home, which is why they were at Breonna Taylor's home in the beginning, recently was offered a plea deal if he would claim that Taylor was part of an organized crime syndicate. So Jamarcus Glover, that's the ex-boyfriend, turned down the plea that would have implicated Breonna to his alleged crimes. And again, he was a focus of the no-knock raid. And essentially what they were trying was they tried to make it seem as though Breonna Taylor was a co-defendant and was part of the alleged crimes, which is why they were there to begin with. Taylor's lawyers state that the fact that they would try to even represent that she was a co-defendant in a criminal case more than a month after she died is absolutely disgusting. Glover, the ex-boyfriend, has also claimed that the cops are really just trying to shift the narrative by stating that he brought it to her door And essentially, I guess that they're trying to really piece together. Breonna Taylor was the one who bailed him out before when he was having problems with something else. So my question to you ladies is, based on this information, what do you even think this means? Like, what do you think this means as far as the Breonna Taylor case goes? Especially, like, do you feel they are trying to coerce Glover into saying that Taylor is a co-defendant?
Yes.
I absolutely do.
Yes.
They've been doing
But what does it
forever.
mean, though?
That means that they don't want to be convicted
Exactly.
for their wrongs. That means that if they can put it on her, which they've been doing for centuries, literally. I mean, even when we think about the Central Park Five, how they were forced, and so many things were changed, and so many details, even of this Breonna Taylor case, have been changed and manipulated. It's a corrupt system, and they have not arrested or convicted anyone since March. So they're looking for possible ways to get themselves out of it, and they're creating some of these false narratives. And honestly, I've talked to a couple of people that look like us, and they were like, I don't think people know the story. Like, it's so many different stories out there that make it seem like Breonna was at fault, because that's the narrative that they're trying to push.
Where's the accountability?
Exactly. I just don't like that. I feel like that is so biased and evil. Why would you do that when you know that is not the case? But more or less,
I'm happy that he didn't do it. I'm happy that he didn't do it, because he could have easily said, oh yeah, I'm about to get off, because he really was the reason and the cause for this whole situation in general. And that was her
allegedly.
Allegedly. She had moved
That's
on
true,
from
man.
He wasn't there. A no-knock warrant in the middle of the night is a problem.
That's a big problem
for anybody, because sis would be shooting too. I don't know who's coming in my house in the middle of the night. Like, no. So it's so many things. They didn't get her the help, the care that she needed, in a timely fashion. There's so many things wrong about this case.
It really is. It's a really sad situation to me. Please keep saying her name. It's sad. I mean, she was young. I look at it, that could have been me, God forbid. Not saying we have the same situation, but she was just a regular standby. She didn't deserve that. So please keep saying her name. It's a very ugly situation to me.
Sorry, Destiny.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sky, I felt like you were about to say something.
No, my thing was just more so just on the accountability, and what are we going to do? Just let this just fade away? And then 10, 20, 30 years later, oh, well, actually, now you're going to convict them? Huh? Do it now.
Here's what makes it worse. Because that wasn't enough. Here's what makes it worse. So the Kentucky Attorney General, which is Daniel Cameron, name dropped Breonna Taylor at his RNC speech. And he stated, whether you're the family of Breonna Taylor or David Dorn, Republicans will never turn a blind eye to unjust acts, but neither will we accept this all-out assault on Western civilization.
Huh?
What do you even think that means? I literally read it and I said, I don't even know what this means.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the 45 saying that, these cops that are killing unarmed Black people are choking, like in golf or something, they choke.
What?
No. Yeah, he recently said that in an interview this week, that the reason why unarmed Black people are being killed is because they choke. So we already know what it is, y'all.
I'm sorry. Did I also mention that the Kentucky AG, the Attorney General, is a Black man?
He is with a white wife. Not saying,
fiance,
you know what I'm saying?
That says enough.
He already spoke at the Republican convention as well.
Yeah.
He was one of their head speakers.
This was a quote that he stated at the Republican convention, where he said that again, that he's not going to turn a blind eye on unjust acts, but neither will he accept an all-out assault on Western civilization. I mean, I think we've said it already. Like, this entire thing is terrible. This entire thing makes absolutely no sense. It is a clear example of what institutional racism looks like, feels like, and is in this country. And to our viewers, listen, if you don't have anything to do today, tomorrow, go ahead and call the Attorney General, okay? And tell him that you demand that they arrest the 3 killers who killed Breonna Taylor. You don't know their names? Don't worry, I'll give it to you for them. It is to prosecute Jonathan Mattingly, Detective Miles Cosgrove, and former detective Brett Hankerson. He recently lost his job. I don't know why. I don't care. I want them all. I want all 3 of them arrested and convicted for murdering Breonna Taylor. On another note, before I kick it to you, Shayla, I do want to just give y'all an update. That's kind of something that's kind of cool and kind of uplifting, especially for what's been going on in the world and this week. Recently, Akon City has recently shown, you remember the singer Akon, I'm locked up. You remember him? Okay. So Akon has built a Pan-African high-tech Akon City in Senegal. At his event, he recently unveiled a digital renderings of what the city would look like. It's on 2,000 acres and it's solar powered city filled with eco-friendly tourist resorts, and there's chrome colored skyscrapers. The pictures looked really amazing and it looked really beautiful. And really, he said the point of the development is to reduce the true just codependency that continents have on Western civilization and Western countries. However, there's some pushback because some of the Senegalese locals raise concerns as far as there have been no Senegalese architects or city planners attached to the projects. So critics have also stated that the benefits and the functionality of the city for the locals especially seems a little murky. So listen, congrats to Akon for starting something. They have been comparing it to a real life Wakanda. So if that is what he wants to do for his country where he's from, hats off to him. All right, Shayla, what you got for us?
Oh, I wanted to piggyback off of Akon.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought we was gonna have a little commentary. I mean, I'm excited.
You have so much stuff.
Girl, I'm so happy that he's doing that. That's amazing. But he's been running his mouth a little bit too much lately, talking about Black Americans need to get over slavery. That was a recent headline as well. But good for Akon. You know, I mean, I would love, I feel like Atlanta is Wakanda, but you know, I'm excited to see what he gonna do. You know,
he's doing it for a good cause. I mean, me personally.
Right. So, okay, so we're going to kick it to our entertainment news. Oh my gosh, this week in entertainment, I mean, literally, we'll be here all night trying to talk about everything that's going on. And I don't know what's going on, but hey, we got to start it off with the verses. I know y'all saw Brandy and Monica. Oh my goodness. First of all, I don't know, it was like a few months ago when they asked Brandy if she wanted to do it, and Brandy was on board, but Monica was like, no. So we know that for several years they've had beef. You know, after The Boy Is Mine, their relationship was pretty much over. But they came together, and I think they created one of the best verses that I've ever seen. What do y'all think?
It was dope to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. Like, I enjoyed it. I mean, I felt like there were a little tension, a little bit. I'm not gonna say tension, but just to me, certain body languages Monica had, to me, I was just kind of like, But I mean, I think it was a great battle. To me, it was one of the best, in my opinion.
I jumped on at about 10 o'clock, I think. And I was surprised it was still going strong. You know, just hit after hit. I mean, I will say, I think Monica definitely has more heavy hitters than some of Brandy's. I mean, that's me personally. But
Like,
you know,
what?
then
You said who has more hits?
no, I said I felt like Monica had some little heavy hitters in there. They were a little stronger than some of Brandy's, but I mean, it was like going, you know, back and forth, back and forth. Because I was like, oh yeah, that was my jam. Then I was like, oh, this is my jam over here too. So it was like all of that.
But you're from Atlanta, right? You're from Atlanta.
No, I'm not from Atlanta.
What, oh, you didn't grow up here? Oh, my
No.
bad. I'm sorry. Well, I feel like Monica does not get her due because, you know, trap music and the whole hip hop game, she really was the pioneer before Sierra, before everybody. And to even know that she was singing some of those songs at 12 was amazing. Like, what? And she has that soul to her. But Brandy, vocally, sis got them runs, honey. Sis can go, okay? And she is the vocal Bible. Anybody who can really sing will tell you that Brandy, she's ridiculous, and what she does is so challenging from a vocal perspective. So I enjoyed it. It was
really good. It was really good.
It was good. It was good.
Go ahead, Mary.
It gave me something to do. I mean, it gave me something to do to watch it. I mean,
go ahead, Mary.
It felt good to be back, you know, and like nostalgia. You know, y'all saw my post. I found my Boy Is Mine single. Like, you know, it was just amazing for that. Was it entertaining? That's going to be a hard no for me. You know, you look at Snoop and DMX's verses, you know, or Beanie Man's verses, like they were, you know, yeah. I thought I was expecting singing. That's what I was expecting. I didn't get it, but if I were to compare it to like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott's, which to me was the best verses, because it was everything I needed at that time. Especially, it was everything for me. You know, then yeah, like if that's the same thing. But I was expecting, especially now that they're, you know, they're in Tyler Perry's studio, I was expecting a performance. Like I was like, why they have mics if they not singing? Because I don't like what. I was really disappointed in that, but it was great. I also agree, Shayla. Brandy has hits, and she's on soundtrack after soundtrack after I was like, dang, she's on this soundtrack too. Like, oh my God. Now I did hear a little tea about the beef between Brandy and Monica and why the two of them no longer talk. So basically, long story short, Brandy owns the song "The Boy Is Mine." So Brandy was able to put that on her actual album. Monica was not. So all the coins and all the money and profit that were able to benefit from "The Boy Is Mine," Monica wasn't a part of that. So yeah, I would have some type of way. I would feel some type of way.
Me too.
That's what I heard.
But let me tell you what I did.
It's true, but that's what I heard.
But I went on iTunes to see, could you play "The Boy Is Mine" on Monica album? And when you click on it, you can't. It's no longer available. And on
it's
Spotify,
not no longer. It was
on Spotify when you
available.
click on
it's not Monica's song. It's Brandy's song by law.
But I thought it was on her album, because when I looked it up on iTunes, it was like on there, but it was like blanked out.
Never on there.
And I was just like.
So that's what I heard. Go ahead, Shay. I know you got more.
Yeah, I do have more. I'm just gonna stop this conversation with they have blown the charts up, okay? And that's one thing that Versus does. It does, you know, make everybody stream your music again. You know, you want to keep hearing it. So shout out to them. They're gonna be making money. And it was bomb. Thank you for the culture, this was just hot off the press because it just popped up on my phone. So I'm going to mention it and then I'm going to move on to my next story. But The Rock and his family was just diagnosed with COVID-19. So let's keep them in our prayers. Now we have to move on to some R. Kelly activity. No, not R. Kelly. Let me stop. But Marcus Houston, you know, from your favorite group, you know, growing up, IMX, and, you know, Sister is now streaming on Netflix. Me and my daughter was watching it. So another Black show coming to Netflix. Amazing. But Marcus, you didn't just marry a 19-year-old girl.
How old is he?
He's 39.
Wait, come again?
He's 39. It's a 20-year span, and he started dating her when she was underage. And nobody is really talking about this. I don't understand, like, how we don't, I mean, I understand, like, I'm not trying to dog the black man out because I love the black man. I want the black man, like, but if a black man is wrong, we can't ignore and not say that particular black man is wrong. And he's wrong in this case, in my personal opinion. What y'all think?
What did her parents say?
Right, I was just about to say that, Sky. I was just about to say my mom would not go for like a
Listen,
20,
R. Kelly
-year-old.
preyed on the people that, you know, he knew he could lure away or didn't have a strong family foundation. 9 times out of 10, that's still the case. And here she is, beautiful girl.
I mean, she's very beautiful, very beautiful,
Dresses,
and very young. And
yeah,
here is
young. I don't think she knows what she's getting herself into. I will say that.
Of course she doesn't. She's 19.
Right. I feel like she, you know, but if they've been dealing with each other since she was 15, 16, maybe she feels confident enough. I mean, who's to say?
Know nothing yet. She's 19.
And then, but on Facebook, I had got on Facebook the other day and read certain comments, and some people were saying that she's grown. Technically, age is nothing but a number. It shouldn't matter. Pretty much, Mary. But a lot of people had a controversy about it on Facebook. And then you have some feel how Shayla you feel is ridiculous. He should be investigated, considering that she was 15 when they first started dating. So it's been in the media. I've been doing a little reading about it, and it's quite interesting.
Now, Shay, I heard some more tea about this too.
Ooh.
So I heard, this is what I don't know. This is just what I heard. I heard that she was missing for an extended amount of time and came back married.
Ooh.
Oh, so that means her parents probably didn't know.
Yeah.
Runaway.
Yeah.
Now that's even more. That's even
I heard
more
that she was a runaway and they were dating and she ran away with him. And then when they came back, they were married.
Okay, I'm not being funny, but didn't Aaliyah do that with R. Kelly?
Oh,
I can't put no salt on Aaliyah's name. I'm just waiting.
I'm not doing
it. Salt on her name. I'm just saying.
But I'm saying because I don't know. I don't want to put salt on it.
No, I'm not putting salt. I'm just saying what I heard, that her and R. Kelly had relations when she was like 15, 16. That's just what I heard. I don't know.
I don't know, sis. I don't know. But all I do know is the pictures is up. He married a 19-year-old girl. She's in her teens.
Is she pregnant?
She's not able to vote. No, I mean, not that we know of.
She can't even drink.
I mean, she's able to vote. She's not able to drink. She's able to vote.
She can't even get into the 21 and up club.
She can't. She can't.
No,
so
she can't.
That is his wife. We got to keep an eye on this, and we got to look out for this, because I don't know. I don't know if she need to send a smoke signal or what.
I don't think she's pregnant, Sky. I don't think she's pregnant.
We'll see.
We shall. Because I don't think he has kids, does he?
No, I don't think he has kids either.
I don't even know him to have kids. Anywho, we're going to get off of pedophilia, and we're going to move on to some sad news, some very sad news, because I was on my phone scrolling through when I saw that Chadwick Boseman, yes, our king, our just an amazing actor, Wakanda, our Black Panther, had passed away and had stage 4 cancer. He was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer in 2016. Now, mind you, his career in movies has really been consistent since 2016, meaning when he was doing everything, training and just filming scene after scene of these athletic moves and all this stuff that you had to do, he was battling cancer. And there were some pictures that had come out of him recently, and people were just going in on him, talking about he looks crazy. See, and this is why you don't do that, because this man was keeping a secret, which is his. He doesn't have to share it with the world that this is what he was going through. What strength he showed. It was just another hard 2020 unexpected blow from a young actor with so much promise, and you just saw a future for him. And so our prayers go out to his family, his wife, who was with him when he passed away at his home.
They were just recently married, yeah?
They were. I think they were engaged in October 2019. They had been together for several years. He's a very private guy. There's so many things that we're learning about him and his career and who he was affiliated with, Denzel and Felicia Rashad and all this. But yeah, they were recently married, and he's been battling. I mean, it's just a great cancer. I mean, it's just, I just can't stand it. I hope we find a cure for cancer soon.
Sad situation.
Wakanda forever. I know it's hard to say anything with that one. Also, we have another RIP to John Thompson, who was the first Black coach of Georgetown. He led them to the championship, an amazing figure in the sports world. We lost him as well. So just RIPs all around. Tough year for us, and just people who were very strong and Black. So we just got to stay prayed up, and we got to know that since we're still here, we got to step up to the plate to fill their shoes. So those are our rest in peace. In good news, now this is dope. You know, we love to talk about TP. You know, he might not have the best quality movies, but that man is an entrepreneur, and on the Forbes list, he is officially a billionaire. Woo-woo! Oh my gosh. What do y'all feel about that?
Happy for him. Yeah. I mean, this was someone that was just homeless, and he's now a billionaire. That just lets you know you never give up. You know, you never give up. Who would have known? And then I read today that he used to write plays in his car. When he was homeless, he used to write plays in his car, and he already had plays pretty much written out prior to him starting them. So shout out to Tyler Perry. Motivation, if I had to say so.
One of the hardest working men. Say that, that he works hard, he grinds, he gives opportunity to people that look like us in an industry that would love to ignore us. So,
and I feel like that could be part of the reason why his career is blessed, because he blessed others, you know. So I think he's doing I think he's on a great thing, a very great thing.
I'm so excited to hear it. I mean, you know, like you said, I mean, I remember I was a Tyler Perry fan, like when it was basically the chilling circuit with his plays, you know what I mean? I had all of those DVDs on every single play. I had some issues when it changed to mainstream, because I have issues with, like, do we need to be airing out all of our laundry to everybody? But I think, yeah, another Black man who's a billionaire. I mean, Jay-Z said it, you know, what's better than one billionaire? Two, especially when we're the same hue. So it's just exciting to me to, like, just see that. And I love his involvement in our community. Yeah, Tyler, I mean, matter of fact, the Versus was filmed at his studio. So like, he just keeps giving, and I love it.
He does. I love him. I mean, I just do. All right. Well, I mean, this wasn't even on my list, but it did pop in my head, and I feel like we need to talk about it. So, Niecy Nash done turned around and married.
Hey, look.
What?
That was shocking.
Honey.
Sis said she was tired of men. Sis said she tired.
Now she had that husband. She had that husband, and they just got divorced not too long ago.
That was a plot twist.
And sis just I mean, we've had a shocking week. I'm just saying. It was just shock all around. Like, I'm just like, don't shock me no more, okay? 2020 cannot be any more shocking than what it's been.
I had to zoom in on the picture. I had to.
Girl, I was so confused because I had to look up the dates because I was like, wait, I know she was just married to a man. Like,
Yes.
legit, like just married. Now, I just looked it up. She got divorced March 10th of this year.
Where are my pearls? Could she
Like, I was like, wait, you like outside of her being bisexual or being like whatever her identity is, I'm just like, sis, it might be a little too soon for you to get married again. Like, do you know this person? Outside of all that, like, dude, like, right, like, I'm like, I feel like there's a cause for concern. That's all I still am trying to process what happened.
Niecy,
I am
you might have
too.
to call us up.
Niecy,
Oh,
we
I
need
would
to talk
love
to
that.
Niecy. We just want to understand because she married. What, she was a singer. Do you guys know her music? I don't either. But sis,
I don't know anything about this woman's. You know, they said she's an R&B singer.
Did they say why she got a divorce? Like, was it like why did she get a divorce from her husband?
Does she like girls?
Boom.
I guess so, Scott.
at first I thought it was on him. At first I thought it was on him. I'm like, he done did something to her, and I loved him. He's a fine chocolate goodness. Somebody. He's tall and everything. I'm like, I love them together. But honey, I did. I felt a piece of me like, dang, because you know she used to have a show. She used to have a reality TV show, so we saw a little bit in her life, and we saw their love. So again, it was kind of shocking that they were even getting a divorce, and now a few months later, this not dating, not coming out dating, married.
Yeah, that's a
We're
bit
speechless.
much.
Now, speaking of,
but I'm not judging.
We can't judge. But speaking of, sexual identity, we got to talk about one of the hot stories that I did an exclusive interview for, and it was, you guessed it, Jeffree Star. Now, I don't know if you guys know about Jeffree Star. He's not really our cup of tea. He's a makeup artist. He has a makeup line. He used to work heavily with Kim Kardashian, and he has been known as a racist because there's several clips and videos of him using the N-word. Yeah, we can check that out. There's several videos of him being very disrespectful to all different types of people. He's a white man who dresses as a woman. Now, last week, he got on his Instagram and he was straddling a tall black man. And you couldn't see the man's face. All you could see was his arms wrapped around his body. So he was like, this is his new boo. So everybody was like, who is this man? Come to find out, it was basketball player Andre Marhold. Andre Marhold, we interviewed his girlfriend today. His girlfriend, who he lived with, who he has a 12-month-old child with, who he told, hey, babe, I'm just going to LA for business for a couple weeks. I'll be back. He's never returned. She found out about this scandalous, and this girl was distraught, okay? She was devastated. It was one of the most emotional interviews that, it was hands down the most emotional interview that I've ever done, because this was such an open wound for her. She said she had absolutely no sign prior that he was even gay. Now, she didn't suggest that he was, but I did, because if you with Jeffree Star straddled, I mean, I don't know what else to think. She's kind. I wasn't that kind. I'm like, sis, he gay. But this is a very important story because, and I was so happy that she shared her story because it was really challenging for her. She's humiliated. She's distraught that this person that she's in a relationship with, who she shares a child with, who she has to think about her child is going to see their dad one day, straddled by a tranny. You know what I'm saying? And it's no disrespect to the gay community. And she made it very clear because I guess some people in the gay community had come for her thinking that's her bad. She's a, beautiful woman, a model, aspiring actress. And this is a story where women, we have to stand up and we have to rally around each other. And we have to say, you owe us letting us know your sexuality. You can be gay, it's okay, but you need to tell the person that you are dating what your true sexual identity is, because it's not fair for that person to think that it's one thing and it's another. And for this to be in the public eye, it's just been complete devastation for her. So she wants to get her story out, and this was the first picture and she said when she saw this picture, she knew it was him. Nobody else knew it was him, because they were like, oh, who is this boo? But obviously she could see his hands, his tattoo. This was her man. This was the person that she laid down with every night. This is the person that she lives with, and she has not spoken to him since.
Has she reached out?
She said
has she tried to reach out?
She said she couldn't. She said that he felt very, I would have reached out. I didn't understand it, but
Child, I would have had to.
This would have been on a plane, okay? Like, what?
Okay.
Where you at?
Ready to fight somebody. Child.
Not
I.
That's why it don't happen to some people. This is why why it don't happen to some people.
I'm not reaching out to you. You done already told me what it is, what I'm talking to you for.
Well, yeah, you got a point, Mary, with that.
Another person on social media.
But that is just so.
And you lied and said you were going to go out somewhere. You've been gone for an exorbitant amount of time, and come to find out you were over here with this other person. What are we talking about? Co-parenting? That's basically what we're talking.
That's what I'm thinking. No, because and that's what I'm saying. They have a child together. It's not like they were just dating. They do need to have a conversation. They're gonna have to be in each other's lives.
I mean, eventually they're gonna have to.
If he wants to. He may not want to. Based on his behavior, it sounds like he just walked away from his old life and coming. Now that's a different story.
So she said she didn't see any signs of him being gay. Because I'm not being funny, but for you to be with Jeffree Star, you're very gay. Like, I mean, to me, it's just like the signs, they weren't there. Like, I don't know.
She said that she never saw a sign. She didn't. I mean, that's what she said. She said, I wonder how they met.
Go ahead,
right, I was thinking that too. Like, what is that story?
Jeffree Star and her husband met. How did they meet?
How did Jeffree Star and her man meet? She doesn't know. She couldn't give us any. He literally told her, I'm going to LA for business. And then she saw this on TMZ, all these major blogs, that Jeffree Star was with her man. And she has not seen nor talked to him since, and they live together.
Yeah, I gotta pack your stuff up. Yeah, and I'll send it to Jeffree Star's house. Here's his thing.
No, man, you lighting that. We doing the Angela Bassett.
Mary, right, Scott.
Here,
Angela Bassett.
You're right.
Just Jasmine Sullivan.
Left eye. You better blow something.
Because she's really been getting attacked, because there was another girl who was clout chasing, trying to exploit the situation pretty much. And she said that she was his ex-girlfriend. And she basically said some things, and the gay community was really coming after Emma, thinking that it was her when it really wasn't her. So not only is she just in sheer devastation of her relationship, her son's father, and everything that's going on with that, she's being attacked on social media. And she truly was the victim. She had nothing to do with anything in this particular situation. And so it's just one that we need to follow. It's still so fresh. I mean, this was like hot off the press. This just happened. And she cried. She cried a lot. I was about to cry because she's really hurt. She's really
my heart goes out for her, for real. It really does.
I hope that she's getting, what I hope for her is that part of it, I hope she gets the mental health stuff that she needs. Like, this is extreme trauma when to find out the way that she does. And also she can't even mourn like in private. And so I think that that's like another added element that is just difficult. I hope that she finds therapists. I hope she finds therapy. And you know what? Listen, since Niecy Nash's husband is no longer available, I hope those two catch with, you know what I'm saying, meet each other. I just hope that she glows up in a way where this is not even a stain on her conscience. I just don't even want her to think about it. I hope like 2 years from now, we're literally just talking about this is her new boo, and she's, you know, married and has a kid, because she deserves it. She definitely didn't deserve what he did to her.
She did.
By the
I hope a
slightest.
blessing come out. Yeah, I hope a blessing comes out of this for her, because I hate that. You know, I'm thinking about it. God forbid, putting myself in that shoe, and I would be devastated too.
Anybody would.
I mean, right? You know, so my heart really goes out.
Think
for her.
about it. Your family,
Most
your
definitely.
friends, everybody knows that you're a couple. You have a child together. You just got over postpartum,
Okay.
and now you're dealing with this.
Yeah, something coming his way for that. Karma is real. I'm sorry. Like, that's wrong. He could have at least talked to her about it or told her, you know, but keeping her blindsided, and for her to find out through the media, I can't agree with that. I'm sorry. Like, that's just low down to me.
Like I said, I'm sending his stuff. Jeffree Star, CEO, him. Sending all your stuff there. I don't want it. I'm changing logs.
It ain't no way for them to get together. This is too far gone. It's no way. Like, that's out, completely out the question. And I think that was what contributed to some of the trauma, because it's like, you think that your man is just out of town for business for a couple of days, and you find out all of this, and you have to come to the realization that it's done. Like, it's no return. So we're going to keep her in our prayers too. We're going to keep sis in our prayers, and hopefully, you know, we can do an update when, you know, as things transpires. And I don't know, since there was no signs that she saw, and maybe she's not at that stage yet where she can really reflect on, you know, the detail, because sometimes you have to be there. And like Carmen and I were talking about, she was hurt. She was in the hurt stage. That's the first stage. She ain't mad yet. She ain't Angela Bassett mad yet. She's in the hurt. She's just broken right now. So there's going to be stages to her healing, but she will get to that place. And we're just going to keep her in our prayers, and we'll see how this unfolds.
I hope it unfolds good for her.
And I don't know how good it'll be, but hey.
I hope she just found a new man that'll just take her off her feet and make her forget all about him, you know, because there's a lot to deal with. And she still has a baby that she has to raise, and he's not even here to help her. Like, he is, that's just...
Slow down. But that's all I have for the entertainment news. I mean, that was a lot, and I actually could have added a few more stories, though. That's the crazy part. I don't know what's going on in the entertainment world, but geesh, y'all are living.
Thank you, Shayla, darling. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, we have brand new episodes in styleatlanta.com, you guys. Make sure that you head on over to YouTube and you go ahead and subscribe. Tell all your friends to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. InStyleAtlanta.com, you guys. Follow us on all of our platforms. All of them out there. Twitter, IG, Facebook, TikTok. Who knows? but follow us, and we'll see you guys back here next week. Thank you again. Remember, there is no us without you guys.